You in this battle, man, I'll soon be dead. I'll glue your face to my dick so I can fuck with your head. I got metaphors coming through my pores. You probably never been in a battle before, so I hope you realize your mistake. There ain't no party, got some candles, this will be a piece of cake. Plus your fake.
No homo, you're looking good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Maxim, are we good to 104 or 204?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, you know what? I love that we broke the fourth wall in the beginning, but folks, let me tell you, welcome to the Before Hours podcast, internet radio phenomenon hosted by an occasional morning person. I ask the most interesting people I know about their sleep, their routine, life, love, stress, and setbacks. If you want to write to us, you may do so in one of two ways. You could email us at the Before Hours podcast at gmail.com, or you can follow me on Instagram, slide into my DMs. I'm Bobby Sheehan, LOL, because you know I bring the laughter. And speaking of laughter, we have a fellow comedian, a man with impressive calves. You can't see them right now, but maybe I'll show them later. Oh, there we go.
Little taste.
And I'm going to go ahead and say it, a good man, David Dobbins. How are you doing, David?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I slept in today.
Ooh.
Yeah, I slept in. I usually wake up around 8:30.
Yeah.
Got my alarm rocking.
Uh-huh.
But today about 11.
Oh my God, that is quite the
I
difference.
went deep today.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I woke up. I had to piss a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Decided not to. Pushed it down.
That's when you know you're tired, where you're like, I will risk wetting the bed like a child.
And I was a bedwetter too.
Really?
So yeah.
You were a bedwetter?
Uh-huh.
Dude, honestly, most podcast guests wait until like the first 10, 20 minutes to start getting vulnerable.
No, I'm going to talk about it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So what happened? What's being, because I've wet the bed before as a child, but it wasn't chronically.
Right. Yeah, I was on that chronic.
You were on that?
I was on that.
That's what Dr. Dre was talking about in that
the
CD.
chronic bedwetter. And he is a doctor, so hopefully, no wonder. Hopefully he could fix me, dude.
Yeah. So what was that like?
Sheets by Dre.
Folks, we're coming in hot.
Wait, what was the question?
What was wetting the bed like? Which I realize as I'm saying it is a terrible question.
Yeah, it was terrible. I had a plastic sheet. I remember on my bed. I remember I would like a couple of sleepovers got a little dicey, you know, when you got to make up a story or something, or you just got to get out of town. You know? You gotta go.
You gotta change your name, grow a mustache, which is hard to do if you're 5.
It's hard to do, but I remember my mustache did come in kind of early. I remember one day in middle school, they were like, "What's that?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Why do you have that?" And I didn't even know I had a mustache. It just kind of occurred.
And were you self-conscious about it, or were you like, "I'm the fucking man"?
You know what? I didn't know what to think of it. I think I just went, "Well, they're saying it's weird. I better shave it." But I didn't really have an opinion. I thought it was just my, I was used to my own face, you know? And it just had slowly crept in.
It's interesting when you're a kid and you first start getting those comments, because I remember people would be like, you have red hair. And I'd be like, I certainly do. It's been this way my whole life. I didn't even, there was that moment where I was like, oh, it's unusual. And it's so unusual that children who by nature of being children don't know that they're not supposed to be rude will just say things. Not even bullying. I mean, there was some bullying going on, but most of the time it was just like little kids having no social graces and being like, I've noticed there's something different about you.
Right.
And here's what it is.
Because they'll just let it out, no filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was bullied a little bit in middle school, but if anyone even upset me a little bit, I would punch them directly in the face.
Oh,
which is not something you can do as an adult. And thank God I grew out of that phase. Otherwise, I'd be in jail.
Right. I think because I had the same thing where I think when you first encounter bullies as a kid, before you know that fights can end badly and things can, because I would just like watch the Power Rangers. And I would just do what they did. You know, it's like, there's bullies, dude. I better. Like, I remember one kid, in elementary school, he was making me mad. I don't know what he was saying, but I was so mad. And it was Minnesota, so we had to wear boots and shit all the time and winter shit.
Okay.
And so we're coming out of recess and we're all taking off our boots. And he's saying something to me, dude, and I'm pissed. And so he's taking off his boots on this rug. And so I just decided to just grab the rug from under him and just pull him.
Like a cartoon.
Yeah, dude. Really? That's literally, I saw it on some movie or something. I was like, this is what I can do as well in real life. And so that sounds like a good idea. So then I did that. And then the principal started to realize that there was a pattern with me of fighting guys.
Yeah.
So then he had to
What was putting the kibosh like? Like what was that?
He had me in his office. He was like, "You got to really stop doing this.
Okay.
It's not a good look for you."
Oh, it's not a good look.
He said it's not good for your brand.
Oh.
It's not a good look. It's not good press. Yeah. And I said, "Oh shit, all right."
And dude, honestly, it's a little cringe AF. If I'm being completely honest,
he was kind of my manager, so yeah, he got me on the right path. And I rebranded in middle school. Didn't get in any fights really.
Yeah. I got all the fighting out when I was like still a boy. That's what's. If you ever see like teenage men, basically, like they have the bodies of men. Don't take that out of context. Don't, come on. But like it's terrible. Someone's gonna clip that and there's nothing I can do about it. But it's kind of terrifying when you see like teenage boys fighting because they have the mentality of children. But like the strength of men, some of them.
Right.
And it's like I don't even know if they realize they could really hurt each other.
If you like break someone's nose and it goes in their brain. Dude, I watched the movie Crank last night. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Oh, he does that to a guy in Crank.
Okay.
Jason Statham.
What is Crank?
1 and Crank 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is
and
it
then
like
there's Christmas with the Cranks? But that's a different thing. But dude, those movies are like, it's like a 90-minute TikTok. It's so fast.
Yeah.
Everything's fast. There's all these like non sequiturs where it's like, what was that? And it's just, dude, it's crazy.
Honestly, the description of this movie is stressing me out a little bit.
It's stressful. The whole thing is stress.
Is it like Uncut Gems?
Yeah, but
Uncut Gems is kind of like that.
It's like Uncut Gems, but like trying to be funnier and crazier, and it's Jason Statham.
Ooh.
Yeah, and he's trying to kill guys, and there's less gambling and more just killing guys. I started counting how many doors get kicked open in the movie.
That's a cool thing
because it was like a consistent. He never just opened a door. In that whole movie, he never just turns the knob and goes, "Hey, I'm here."
Yeah,
it's always a kick.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if it's because you don't even want to give the adversary the 1 second, he's trying the doorknob, right. Or is it a tough guys don't look at explosions type of thing where it's like, dude, I'm a fucking tough guy. I'm not going to open doors like a pussy.
Exactly. Yeah, and he's kind of on a schedule in this movie. Yeah, because he's going to die because he got Chinese poisoned.
Chinese poison.
Yeah, they kept saying it over and over, the Chinese poison. They kept saying it, dude. And so he's gonna die if he doesn't keep his adrenaline up. So that's the kind of premise of the movies. He's got to be adrenaline the whole time.
Oh, so it's like Speed but with hormones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like you got to be either in pain or in danger or having sex, or there's got to be some kind of adrenaline the whole time. So, and it's quick cuts. And the guy from Vote for Pedro. Dude, that guy's in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's sick. He's sick in it. And then he comes back, but he dies. I don't want to give it away. The movie's been out for a while.
Spoilers.
But he comes back again in the second movie, and you're like, wait a minute, he died. Twin brother.
I love that.
Yep, twin brother.
There's a certain type of action movie where they're like, fuck you, dude. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's his twin brother. Shut up. Watch it.
Well, because the movie ends, the first Crank ends with him jumping out of a plane and like hitting the ground and he doesn't.
So he definitely dies.
He doesn't die though. Because they give him an artificial heart to save him.
Oh, they give him an artificial heart. Okay.
They give him a metal one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love movies where it's just fun.
It's just that's what they're going for. They're not going for, you know what I mean, all the awards and all the They're going for a good family fun.
You reminded me because you said that the movie's basically like a 90-second TikTok. I was talking to my friend Mark today, may he live forever. And he was saying that it's an inside joke you don't understand.
Is he alive?
He is alive.
Okay. Sick.
I did an old podcast with my friends, and whenever we would bring up Mark Henley, my friend Joe would go, may he rest in peace. Because that's just how Joe is. He loves to do bits like that. But we got enough DMs like worried about Mark that we had to change the bit because we're like, too many people are worried that our friend is dead.
Right. Yeah. Well, either way you say it is like, is that guy alive? You don't know.
May he live forever sounds like maybe he's on life support.
It just like we're going to remember him forever in our memories.
But Mark was saying that new movies, if you notice, there's not a lot of things going on in the background like there used to be. If it's two people talking, the frames are usually one or both of the people's faces.
Right.
And the reason being is because more people watch movies on their phones. And it doesn't look as nice if like the screen is cluttered with stuff if you're looking at an iPhone.
Interesting. Oh, so they're making movies for the phone.
Yeah.
I think they're also making shows for if you're also on your phone while you're watching the show.
That's hilarious.
I think they're literally doing that because they know people, because I'll do it once in a while. I mean,
yeah.
What's going on? Okay. Kind of keep up. But like certain shows, they're too complex and people just won't, like, what happened?
Yeah.
So they got to keep it kind of simple.
It's like such a meme at this point, but like you're watching a movie with somebody and they're like, who's this guy? And I'm like, I actually also haven't watched this movie, so I don't know who the guy is yet, but why don't we watch and maybe we'll both find out together.
Yeah. People who ask everything, like, we're going to probably find out. I don't know.
My mom does that sometimes. No, not my mom. I'm sorry. My dad does that. Like if I'm watching a movie with my parents, my dad will go, who is that? And I want to like pause the movie and be like, Dad, you're a smart man. Okay. You raised me. You did a great job. You had a career until you retired.
You had a career.
You had a career. Now you don't.
God.
Dude, quick aside, my dad just retired and he loves it so much.
Oh, same.
I was worried about, because some men get kind of crazy when they don't have that purpose anymore. But my dad is like, I fish every day. And then also I watch my shows and it's great. And also I call my son on the phone sometimes. I'm like, this is great. I get more dad time. He gets more fish time.
Yep.
Say love you. Your dad is retired too?
Same thing. Same thing. He thought he was going to be restless and was going to not know what to do. He's fine chilling.
Yeah.
He tutors math at the community college. He does that. He likes that a little bit. And then he polishes rocks. And that's he has a rock polisher.
Not a euphemism.
No, that's real. He has a real rock polisher, a high quality. And dude, and he gets a bunch of rocks. And it takes I think it takes months to polish a rock.
Really?
I think, the process.
It's like an old Confucius.
Dude, it is. It does. Dude, Rome wasn't polished in a day, bro. Dude, it's real. It takes a long time. You got to like really work them. I don't know. You got to ask him.
Yeah.
But it takes at least weeks, if not months, to really get a nice one.
Yeah. And was he into that before he retired?
He liked rocks, but he wasn't polishing them. He was buying them polished.
You got to wonder. I mean, lockdown gave us a bit of a taste of that for people that were lucky enough to like work from home during lockdown. Is like, oh, you could just do little activities, you know, because you're not like spending all this time commuting, getting ready to start the commute, being too tired at the end of the day to really do anything besides like watch your shows. You get like little hobbies.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah, just have a little something there. Draw something. Coloring books are big. People love those.
Adult coloring books. I've heard of this.
People are into it.
Are you into it?
I don't know anyone that's into it, but
yeah.
But I've heard people do it.
I feel that way about I don't know. There's a lot of things where I'm like, I can't even imagine being interested in this.
Right.
But someone's interested in it.
Loves it.
It's
someone
like
loves it to
someone's
death.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am jealous of the rock polishing because I'm more of a like I like ideas, but I don't like things. This is going to sound so stupid. I don't quite know how things work. You know what I mean? I'm not handy in that sense.
Like a machine?
Like projects. Yeah. Projects where it's like, hammer and nail and a piece of wood and you make a thing. I'm like, I mean, maybe if you told me like, hey, well, I'll give you $1 million if you figure out how to do it, that would be like enough of a incentive for me to figure it out. But otherwise, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you mean like woodworking is hard to figure out, or like
car, like I could change a
like
tire.
An engine? Oh, you can change a tire?
I could change a tire, but that's like the beginning and end of my car knowledge.
But I think you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do it. I couldn't change a tire.
I think you could.
Well, I would YouTube.
Yeah.
I would YouTube. I remember my battery in my car died when I lived in Boston. YouTube.
Yeah.
Different bolts and jolts.
See, that's the thing about technology too, is because I feel like there's a lot of discussions about how like the negative side of technology, like it like lowers our attention span and we're not as present as we could be. But like pre-YouTube, if your battery broke and there was no one around that knew how to fix battery and you didn't know how to fix the battery, you just have to wait for someone to come by that did know how to fix it. You just
have to get fired.
You just, yeah.
You'd have to be fired. That's it. Or walk. Do a crazy, I don't know how far the walk is to work for for this hypothetical person.
I was on the road with my friend Ben Miller, who's a man of science.
Oh, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Ben Miller. But we were driving together, and we got a flat tire, and in like the worst possible situation, it wasn't raining, but other than that, it was like, this is so funny how bad.
Yeah.
Because we were on one of those highways that kind of had a shoulder. Right. And every time like a semi truck like drove by us, I was like, this might be it for me.
The car kind of shakes and you're like, ooh.
And there was a donut, but I was like, we're going to call the like AAA. And depending on how long it takes him to get here, I might let him do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he was like, we can't send somewhere for 3 hours. I was like, well, I will put the donut on the car and like cross my fingers the whole time that I did it correctly. Yeah. You know what I mean? But then they were like, he's going to be there in a half an hour. I'm like, all right, well,
beautiful.
I'm going to let this guy do it.
Yeah.
And the whole time Ben was like, do you think he's going to make fun of us for not being real men? And I was like, that would be such bad customer service, Ben. That's not going to happen.
But then pussies, you know what I mean? It's like real beta boys, you know, we give
It's the new name of the podcast.
Real pussy beta boys. We give real guys a job.
Yeah.
So are you going to be mad at me? Mm-hmm. You know?
I mean, he fixes the car. I fix the computer.
If every dude knew how to do all the car stuff, nobody would have a car job.
Yeah.
So
that's a good way to look at it.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Specialize.
Yeah.
Specialize. Make the world a assembly line. Mm-hmm. Everything. Mm-hmm. Capitalism.
Mm-hmm. Shout out. This podcast is brought to you by capitalism.
Thank you.
Can you be brought to by an idea? Can an idea sponsor this podcast?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure I can.
You know what idea sponsors this podcast?
What's that?
Friendship.
Oh, friendship, dude. Yeah, friendship is a big money maker. There's a lot of money. I've gotten a lot of money from my friends over the years. I've gotten so much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. It's that's a great idea actually. Sponsored by Friendship, sponsored by Vigilance. That's a good one.
Vigilance is a good one.
I think if I had a podcast, it would be Vigilance. That would be sponsored. Yeah, Vigilance. Grit. Yeah.
Gumption.
The cut of someone's jib.
Oh yeah. I love
How about
jibs.
being sponsored by the cut of someone's jib?
Yeah. I love jib because it sounds like a slur, but it isn't.
No, it's not. It's kind of like jib bush a little bit.
Jib jab.
Oh, wait, what is jib jab? Is that a game?
It is. So I'm wondering, Dave, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay. So I'm 34 and we're in that interesting spot where we're in the same generation, but because like stuff moves so quickly, there is things that I experienced that you didn't experience and vice versa.
You caught a little. Yeah. You caught a little bit.
Yeah. Like I like Drake and Josh, but I was too old for iCarly.
Right. iCarly. Well, I didn't even have cable.
You didn't have cable?
Didn't have cable growing up. No.
Really?
No.
And you grew up in Minnesota.
Yep.
And was it your parents?
We had cable. People always making jokes. Oh, you didn't have Wi-Fi. You didn't have K. You know what I mean? People talking smack.
I hate that.
Dude. But here's the thing.
I'm so sorry that that's happening.
My parents opted out. It was a conscious choice.
Okay.
And they didn't want it.
What did they give you a reason as to why they didn't want cable?
Money. They didn't want to spend the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
They could have. It wasn't like you were
free
in
TV.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
There was free TV through the signals and the antenna.
Do you remember some of the free TV you watched?
PBS, Arthur, Zabooma Foom, Dragon Tales. You know what snuck in there was Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Snuck in there.
Okay.
Because it was like somehow we got that show. The morning news.
I love the idea of a little David watching the morning news.
The morning news is sick. Yeah, that was pretty much it. As far as kids stuff, like those kind of there was a Jackie Chan one. Jackie Chan, but it was a cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in there. Yeah. Those are the main ones.
Yeah.
But then if I would go to my friend's house and I would see like Dragon Ball Z or something, that was like crack. You know what I mean? Because the PBS was kind of dumbed down.
Yeah.
You know? But you get some crack in you. And also my parents, they didn't want to buy a lot of like processed foods and stuff. Little tasty little sugars and treats.
Yeah.
So, dude, I go to my friend's house. It's mega crack time, dude. I'm getting Dragon Ball Z. I'm getting Skittles. I'm getting whatever, dude. Chips.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy, dude.
That's honestly, I think, the best of both worlds, because if you are constantly smoking crack, so to speak,
yeah,
then the crack's not going to be that special.
It's not even that good. But then it was really special.
Yeah.
And then you piss in their bed, you leave. You piss. No problem, dude. Peace out. I'll be back soon.
I just pictured you like standing over the mattress and pissing on
Somebody clean this up. Somebody got to clean this. It stinks. Oh, bro.
This is a wholesome version of what I experienced, because one of my friends growing up, he had HBO.
Oh yeah.
And fucking we would watch, like, honestly pretty softcore pornography.
Oh, we did that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Big time. Just a group of guys.
And then my one friend was like used to it. You know, he was like, yeah, I could watch this whenever I want. So he was like, hey, can we do like play games and stuff? Me and my fucking horny friends were like, no, we're gonna watch porn.
We have to watch this, dude. Are you serious? Dude, I was thinking about it back in the day. That's why I got the PSP, dude. The PSP was the gateway to the porn.
Really?
Oh yeah, because it had an internet browser on it. It was the first handheld thing you could get on the internet.
Oh
man, and it would load so slow. It would be brutal, but you'd get a little bit. You'd almost get some nipple. You know what I mean? It would just be like slowly loading a picture, and it would just be slowly, and you're like, a couple more minutes, we're gonna see a naked person. A couple more minutes.
It's like that scene of The Simpsons when the comic book guy is waiting for the naked woman to load, and he goes, "Come on, I'm a busy man."
yeah, it's exactly. But we weren't busy. We were so excited. Yeah. But dude, that was really the gateway. I think the PSP really. I think porn like probably 10x the sales of the PSP. I think because kids knew. I can get that.
And you know what? Part of me, the cynical part of me, is like the people that made the PSP. They knew. They knew. There was some guy that bought a yacht over children watching porn money.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%, dude. 100%. I mean, it was a game changer.
Yeah.
I got mine on Craigslist.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice Craigslist one.
Okay.
Yep.
Hell yeah, dude.
It was beautiful, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to get that thing back. I got to get back to the PSP, man. NFL Street Volume 2.
I'm not like a video game guy, and it's not. I think some people can be very condescending about like, oh, I don't play video games. But for me, the culture looks fun. I would like to be part of it. I am the part of my brain that like would make me good at video games is like not there. Yeah, I'm just not good at it. Like I was constantly forget like being picked last in gym class, which also applied to me. I was like picked last to be on someone's Halo team.
Listen, buddy, you're speaking my language.
Yeah. Because
I'm talking about this video game stuff, but I was never good at it. The only reason I did it was the social aspect and the porn. Okay. It was community and titty. Community. Dude, that's what it was. Cause I got the PSP because you could look at porn on there. And then I got the Xbox because all my friends were on Xbox after school. And I just like the fact that you could be on Halo and you could yell at kids. Yeah. That was the funnest part. I didn't really care about, like, I would get into a vehicle, I would betray my teammates, get kicked off, join another game. It was the funnest because then you hear them go, ah, and then you hear them mad, and that's fun. You know? So that's really, I was not good at video games though. But the best part is I would be talking shit. And then my friend who is good, he's playing. So we 1v1 a guy. I'm talking smack. He's actually winning. Oh. Powerful.
You're almost functioning as like the hype man for your bro.
Pretty much. You're
like, yeah, dude, this guy's so good.
Because it's hard to be able to talk good smack and be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Headshot. You know. So that's where we had a good thing going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So you're used to the cold.
Oh, dude, I hate it though.
Oh, you hate the cold?
I hate it. Yeah. I don't like it. Dude, the cold. It was kind of cold here the other day.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get out of bed. I wanted to stay. Dude, no, the cold sucks, man.
It's interesting. You think like people are used to the environment they grew up in, but some people are from Minnesota and they're like, get me the hell away from this tundra state.
Yeah. It's kind of like if you're raised in like a super religious household, now you become atheist. I'm an atheist to the cold.
Yeah, okay.
I don't believe in it. I can't see it.
Yeah.
So I don't believe. Yeah, no, I prefer summer all the time. Like California, but I also don't like driving, dude. If California just had a good train system like New York, I'd probably be there.
Interesting.
Probably be chilling because I love tennis. I love playing out, you know what I mean? Being outside, doing that.
See, the listeners already know, but I have a adversarial relationship with the sun.
Really?
I don't like it.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
I burn.
Yeah.
Not only do I burn, but I feel like it's a little too much. I feel like when I walk out in the morning and it's very sunny, the sun to me almost functions like that very excited coworker that's like, good morning. And you're like, dude, you have to relax.
Chill, bro.
That's how I feel about the sun.
Yeah, no, it does have that vibe. But sometimes it's a little dreary. Sometimes it's a partly cloudy sitch, you know, and it's kind of chilled out.
If I had my druthers weather-wise, it would be what a funny way to say that.
If I had my druthers, I'll tell you.
Having your actually where I learned the word druthers is from a Primus song.
What's Primus?
Primus. That's funny. I pegged you as a guy that would like Primus. We'll listen to it after the podcast. They're like an alternative band where the guitar player is decent, but the bass player is really, really good.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So they had, there's a lot of rock bands that I feel like have a very good bass player and that like influences how they sound like in kind of a peculiar way, but it's cool.
Kind of like Seinfeld.
Yeah. Yes.
Whoever that guy was really rocking. He was carrying that band. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
the bassist.
Yeah, if you walk in, you're like, I'm the drummer from Seinfeld.
No one gives a shit, bro.
All right, Ringo, get out of here.
Yeah, come on, Ringo.
Yeah. Are you okay with are you feeling okay since the guy from One Direction died?
Did he die?
He died.
Really?
This guy Liam.
Did he die?
I don't know anything about One Direction, but this guy Liam apparently was a crazy alcoholic, and they don't know for certain if he fell off a balcony or jumped off a balcony, but it was one or the other.
Oh my God.
While he was really drunk.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I did not know that, dude. I didn't get the email.
The last I heard about it was that they think that he probably fell on accident because he didn't have any not defensive wounds. Defensive wounds is when someone kills you and you try to stop them.
Right.
But according to like the medical examiner, he didn't like put his hands out to like stop, which even if you jump on purpose, your survival instinct.
Usually.
Yeah. So he was probably like semi-conscious, just fell off the balcony.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I'm a sober person myself. So
was it at a party or something? Or was it just at his house?
It was at a hotel room where he already got in trouble for being a lunatic.
Oh,
so he was having a bad time.
Oh shit!
Are
they still a band or did they kind of break up?
No, they broke up. I know almost nothing about One Direction, by the way, but I watched a 15-minute video about it recently, which makes me an expert.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's all you need.
And the top comment, by the way, was he went in the wrong direction, sad emoji, and that made me laugh so very much. No offense.
Oh God!
Respectfully.
Brutal. Oh my God!
But I think he had a real hard time being again respectfully a has-been.
Yeah, well, that would fuck you up if that was your whole thing and you became this huge star, and then you know, because always from one group there's like one or two guys that really still make it, you know, and then if you're not, who's the main guy?
I literally have no idea.
The main guy is Harry Styles, dude. Yeah, Harry Styles. Yeah, dude, if you're not him and you see his success and now you're kind of like, fuck, because it's hard to shoot up like that and then after this slow decline when you're still a young guy.
That's the thing when you haven't developed, like I'm 34. If stuff happens for me, I'm going to know what it was like to work a shitty job and just be grateful that I'm not doing that anymore.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But this guy, dude.
Yeah. I don't know how you handle. And it's I'm kind of obsessed with this idea of the hedonic treadmill, which is basically like if something good happens to you, you get very happy temporarily, but then go back to baseline.
Yeah.
And same thing with the opposite. Like if something really bad happens to you, you're sad for a while, but then you go back to baseline. Like your baseline is pretty much, it's like an argument of nature versus nurture, but it's like there once you're like 4 or 5, just like how you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think when people are like, how come he wasn't happy? He was rich and famous. It's like, it probably wasn't in the cards for him to ever be happy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's things you could do to manage it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have those people around you helping you out, you just have a bunch of people, especially if you're famous, you probably got people that just want something from you or trying to use you. And then you probably know that in the back of your head. So then you don't know who your friends are that are real. Drake talks about this.
Yeah. Poor guy. Something's happened to him, dude.
Something happened to
His
Drake.
music used to be so much fun, and now he's like calling Serena Williams' husband a groupie.
What's going on with him?
I don't know, man.
But if you have all these kind of like maybe friends, maybe not, and they're not going to give you any good advice. You know, they're gonna let's keep partying, man. Then you're just kind of screwed. Yeah,
you gotta be in a romantic relationship before you get famous too. I think if you're a guy and you're like. You make it and you're like, I have access to all these women. It's like that. You'll always wonder if they actually like you or not.
Right.
What a terrible way.
That's a tough one. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't even want to, just.
That's why, you know what? They offered me a Netflix special and I said no. Because it's a little
exactly.
It's too much.
Yeah, because of the hose. I'm too worried about the hose. I can't handle this.
Dude,
right now.
I get the song "I Got Hose" in different area codes by Ludacris stuck in my head all of the time.
Dude, it's a constant. Yeah,
I
use it as a mantra. Yeah, when I'm trying to center myself.
Okay.
Yeah. When I'm trying to look within.
When you seem like a guy that would meditate.
Listen, I have gone through spurts. I'm in a current spurt of meditation, but I'm trying to do it in a way where I'm also stretching at the same time. Because I feel like two birds, one stone with this. But I think that's already the wrong mentality.
Oh, that's funny. You're like, how do I get the most productivity?
But that's already wrong.
You know what I did the other day? Because I do meditate every day, but it waxes and wanes as to how well I'm actually doing. Like I do the count to 10 thing while I'm meditating.
Let's
like
count to 10.
You count your breath. So when you inhale, you go 1. When you exhale, you go 2. When you inhale, you go 3. When you exhale, you do 4.
Yeah.
And it's basically like try to get to 10, especially if you're new, unless you're just naturally gifted. You probably won't make it to 10 because you'll get to 3 or 4. And then you'll think about like what you're going to eat later and like, you start
all that planning
stuff.
The day.
And dude, it's very rare I get to 10. And I've been meditating for years, but I think I just have a naturally busy mind.
Yeah.
But
that's a good thing to do for it.
Yeah. Whenever I get kind of down, because I do guided meditation for 10 minutes. And then at the end of the 10 minutes, the guy in his very nice voice goes, and now you have concluded your meditation session. And then sometimes I'll be like, fuck, I wasn't mindful at all.
All right.
But I'm like, I would be worse if I didn't do this.
If you were just chasing kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole day. You're like, I got to run to this or run to this. Oh yeah. I feel like that a lot. Where I'm just chasing a different task I got to do.
I think it's, there's a certain type of person. It's a lot of comedians, I think, where it's just like, because I make myself be like, okay, you are not thinking about work right now. You are done. But because it's just not a 9 to 5 thing, you have to like make yourself be like, I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah, because you could be doing something at any time. You could be writing, doing a sketch, doing a mic. Doing whatever. Yeah. So it is hard to just be like, all right, this is reasonable for today.
Yeah.
Clock out.
Yeah. So when you do meditate, do you do it in the morning?
Morning. Yeah. But, and then for a couple of days I would have my coffee and then do it. And then my friend was like, well, you're not supposed to do that because you're supposed to be calm when you're meditating. You shouldn't have coffee. But dude, I'm so addicted to coffee. I just have to have it, dude.
Plus caffeine takes 20 minutes to get in your system. So if you drink it and then meditate, it's not affecting the other.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So yeah, so I'll do
We're
it.
listening to two addicts, folks.
That's right. Yeah.
I love coffee so much.
Oh, dude. But I got a problem with it.
You drink too much?
Too much. Yeah. I got to chill. Because I feel like I need it to do stuff. And that's a bad.
Yeah.
It's no good.
Now I'm down to 1 in the morning, like 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and that's it. I did experiment. This is years ago.
You just do 1 in the morning?
1 in the morning, yeah. Sometimes if I feel like I need it, I'll have a Diet Coke in the afternoon, which is like much less caffeine than a cup of coffee anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I'm as much as I love caffeine, I'm like super sensitive to it. Like I was hanging out with the aforementioned Mark last night, and he drank a cup of coffee at what was it, 6 or 7 at night?
Oh, I see people do that, man.
Dude, no way.
Oh, bro, that's a brave soul right there.
I don't know. I wouldn't.
That's a brave soul. Because I mean, unless he can just fall asleep, but even the quality of the sleep you get.
That's the thing.
Even if you do fall asleep, is so bad. Like, don't you feel it when you wake up? If you had a coffee at like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Where you just feel kind of cracked out and you're like, I don't even know what that was.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started.
Yeah.
Let's have some more. Oh, bro, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually have one at like, I have one at like 2 or 3, but I really shouldn't. It really should be like noon should be the last one.
Yeah. I think I did read somewhere that like 6 hours before you want to be asleep, you should have no caffeine.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that applies to everybody though.
Yeah. People are different.
Yeah.
But I think it's no matter what, it's going to make your sleep worse, no matter who you are.
I wish I could give this person credit, whoever tweeted this, because when I saw it, I was like, oh, that rings so true to me. And it was, you're addicted to caffeine when you get sad that it's nighttime.
Oh, bro. Yeah, I can't even have any more. How am I going to do anything? Yeah.
But that's why doing comedy at night is fun, because then I'm like, well, I don't get to drink coffee, but I get to do my second favorite thing, which is stand-up comedy.
Right. But then stand-up can also get your adrenaline going. And then at like midnight, your body's going crazy. So that's also not good for sleep either.
Yeah. I can only imagine doing like Madison Square Garden.
Oh, God.
If I have a good set in front of 24 people, I'm like that. So what would be doing Madison Square Garden like?
Oh, then you're fucking exploding. And then you're like, I gotta go to sleep now.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. And
that's how I think a lot of like celebrities, whether they're like musicians or like comedians, they get addicted to the uppers and the downers. Because you do your thing at night. You do the thing that people pay to see you do like 3 hours before you're supposed to go to sleep. What the hell? How the hell are you going to navigate that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like all these late nights, and then it's always in a bar or in some kind of club where there's alcohol. So then you're probably going to drink.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a tough one.
Yikes.
It's a tough one.
That's a big yikes for me, dog.
What? Well, what are we going to do?
Yeah. What are we going to do, man? So you moved to New York. Was it to do stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I moved here, I think 2020.
Oh, what a time to move here. That's crazy.
It was nuts. Well, I was stuck at home, and I knew I wanted to move here, but I needed a job here. And since I was sitting at home all day, I was like, well, I might as well I'll have no more time than now to apply to jobs and move.
Yeah.
So then I got one and then moved out here. And yeah, bro, it was tough. I didn't know it at the time, how bad it was being here and doing stand-up. And like a lot of times it was outside in the cold. And you're at like that place, Joey Bats. Remember that place?
Yes.
And you're like, you're under this heat lamp with 60 other comedians, and the list is really long, and you're not at the top.
Yeah.
And you're really shivering, waiting to go up and bomb. It's a brutal. And or it's the train station. You're doing it there, or like some public park where people are like, "What the fuck is this?" So yeah, it was tough. Or rooftops where nobody wants to look; they want to look at the skyline.
Yeah,
they don't really care about what you're saying.
It's crazy that we did all that.
Oh yeah. And
it's I don't know. It's kind of cool that we made it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
like
true.
That was the most stressful thing about lockdown. Like some of the fun part of it was like, first of all, I slept more than I ever, like I think I had a good night's sleep for the first time in maybe 4 years.
Oh, dude.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like I had that schedule. And the listeners know I'm so gay for a schedule, dude.
Oh, me too.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I always said like what would made it like a good time, and even that makes me sound like a psycho because people were dying. But what would have made it a good time is if I knew when it was going to end. Oh. Because if you were like, you're going to do this for 3 months, I'm like, cool. I could do this for 3 months.
I can chill.
I wasn't sad about not doing stand-up because nobody else was doing it either. So I was like, yeah.
I think when it first happened, I think I was a little relieved because I got a break.
Ah, okay.
A little relieved and got a nice break. But then it was like back to it. Even when it wasn't happening really. It was like back to it. Make it happen somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy that we went. You know what you just said that I really liked was you didn't realize how bad it was until later.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's something to that, man.
Yeah. When you look back and you go, oh my God, I was doing all that.
Uh-huh.
Holy shit. Like now, if there was an open mic outside in the winter,
yeah,
and the list is going to be 60 people,
yeah,
am I going to go and pay $5 maybe? Am I going to go? Probably not. I'm probably going to sit home.
Yeah.
But back then I was like, yep, let's go. We got to get it.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Well, there's so much more like better options now where it's like not. But yeah, back then I was like, got to do it. Got to go to the 86th Street Q station every day after work and really work it out and scare some people and have some. I remember there was one comic because there was always cops there. And I remember there was this comic talking about dealing drugs and the cops were like watching him do this joke.
That's hilarious.
And he didn't have like a great set. And the cops are like, keep dealing drugs, kid.
That's hilarious.
That's brutal, man. But when you look back, there are a lot of funny stories and a lot of like, wow, that was crazy. We did that.
Keep doing drugs, kid.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah. I don't know, dude. You said you got a lot of stories. Is there something that ever happened in your stand-up career where you're like, I cannot believe that this happened?
Like crazy shit at a show. Well, I remember I had a show where I was doing this little tour.
Ooh.
So I went from New York to Philly to Kentucky to DC.
Okay. Nice
and
little triangle.
It was like one day in each place. We were driving like 8 hours every day.
I love
and
that.
And then getting there and then doing the shows with Sacha Bondi. You know him?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we got to DC really late. We were kind of late for our shows. And they were like, if you don't make it, you just, sorry.
Yeah.
So we were like rushing. And DC's got a lot of traffic. There's not a lot of places to park. We don't know what we're doing. We parked the car. And literally, like, we don't have enough time to drive to the next spot and park and get there. We have to take these bikes. So I'm like, oh, fucking hell. So then we get on these bikes and like his bike, the electric part is working. Mine's not. So all of a sudden he's up the street and all of a sudden he's gone. And I don't know where the show is. And I'm late and I'm like, fuck. And I'm just pedaling really hard and not going very fast. It's like a bad dream, where you're trying to run away and you can't. And so
the monster's right behind you.
And it's real. Yeah, exactly. And so then I finally catch up with them. We get there. All right, we're here. And I go up and I'm doing my normal shit I've been doing. And it's going like, okay. And then I have this joke about chili. And this lady from the back, I start doing the joke. This lady from the back goes, that chili bussin' though. It bussin'. And I was like, what? What does that mean? What does that mean? Chili bust. What does that mean? What are you talking about? Chili bust. And so then I go, what's your problem? And then we start yelling at each other back and forth. And it becomes this exchange of craziness. And she goes, 5 days of meal prep with some rice. And I go, really? I got a good recipe. Come over. And so then we're screaming. And then there was this group of bachelorette party.
Oh, hooray.
Bachelorette party. They're wasted. I say something about chili. They start talking. I go, they're done. They're unhinged. And I'm just screaming at everybody. And it just became this crazy set. Like one of my best sets ever. And then they gave me the light. And like I threw away my material right away because this is just psycho shit. And I'm just doing way better yelling at people.
Yeah.
And then like this, I kind of have to land it, this plane. So I just go, I have to go now. I just walk. It was just psycho. And dude, I hadn't showered. I was sweaty. I was like cracked out on everything.
Yeah.
Dude, it was nuts, bro. But it was one of my best sets.
That chili bussin' though.
Chili bussin' though.
okay.
Yelling from the back. She was just, no one had ever reacted that way to that joke ever. Usually people just wait for it to be done. But she fucking was like, no, I need to add to this.
I love that, dude. She probably walked away from that show being like, I love that chili guy. I also love chili.
Yeah, but she loves chili. But I think there's something in that area, something about chili dogs. I think they like chili dogs over there.
DC.
Yeah, maybe. Or like somewhere. Because we went to a bar and then we got food after, and it was like a whole chili dog like a restaurant. Like I don't know, maybe it's a thing.
It's my favorite part about going to other places is like, what do you guys like? I'll try it.
Yeah, what's their food like? So maybe it was big there. I don't really know. Maybe chili was more significant.
Maybe she was intoxicated.
Maybe she was also really wasted. Chili bussin'. She loves chili. I think I met like my match here. I'm someone who likes chili this much.
She like reacted as if you're like, I'm a Yankees fan. She's like, oh shit, so am I.
Yeah.
But about liking chili, which is not an unusual way to feel.
Right. But
I'm sure there's people that don't like chili, but
I think chili is like something people like, but I don't think they like it that much. You know? I don't think people like chili that much.
Dude, the way she was like, meal prep, 5 days, Tupperware rice.
With some rice.
It's like, hell yeah, dude. I should have her on the Before Hours podcast.
Dude, you should.
Talk about her meal prep.
I've been
plan.
trying to find her because I made a clip of the whole set, and then I was like, if you know this chili lady, send her to me because I want to find her. But dude, yeah, that was nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's oh goddamn, that's so funny. I love going to new places and like finding things. When I was with my friend Ben, he's from Chicago, and we went to this place in Chicago. I wish I could remember the name of it. If you know the name, please write it in the comments because it's going to drive me nuts. But basically, it's a hot dog stand, but they roast you. And they're like famous for roasting you.
I've heard of it. I've heard of it. Yeah.
And we had it was a good tour, but that day was particularly shitty. Like the shows was shitty. Like there was no chili lady in the audience. Just a bunch of mean, silent people instead.
Brutal. Yeah.
Yep. So he's like, don't worry. And I'm driving. So Ben feels some sort of, he's like, I mean, whatever. It's shitty,
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, you drove here. So I'm going to take you to this hot dog stand where they roast you and you're going to love it. And he's like, so I'm like, I like being roasted. And I walk in and it's an old black man. And I'm like, this is going to be so good. He's going to talk about how I have red hair and how, all this other stuff, how I look like Mark Zuckerberg, and I'm just looking forward to it. You know what I mean? And he walks up and he's like, yeah. And which is like kind of rude, but I'm like, well, this is where they're rude, And I was like, can I get whatever? I ordered some hot dog. And he's like, sure. And then he made both our orders and he's like, there you go.
He didn't roast you?
He didn't roast me. And I found that so funny.
What the
Yeah. Because
were other people around you getting roasted?
No one. So we were the only one there. And we were the only customers there. And he was the only one that worked there. And so we sat down. I'm laughing because it's just so funny how anticlimactic is.
Right.
But Ben is, he's from there. He took me to this place as like a way to like cheer us up from having a bad day. And he was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry no one insulted you. And I promised they would. And I was like, it's fine, dude. And then, so Ben is kind of an agreeable guy. And I don't mean that pejoratively. I think that's a good way to be. You know what I mean? But he walked up to the guy and went, excuse me. Not to be like annoying or anything, but did we do something wrong? And the guy's like, what do you mean? He's like, isn't the vibe of this place like everyone roasts you? He's like, man, sometimes, but it ain't like that tonight.
What the fuck?
And then he's like, all right. And he just like sits back down. And I'm like I'm laughing like harder than I would have if this guy actually roasted us. So I'm having a nice time. Then there's this other lady. She's like kind of an older, heavyset white woman. And so the two of them working together. And then she comes out and starts taking people's orders. And then like a group of like at least a dozen young Latin American people walk in and they're speaking in Spanish, and not just because they're speaking in Spanish, they have this way about them that I know they're visiting. They're visiting America. Like they're kind of like not sure of like what they're looking at and all this stuff, and they're talking to each other, and you could tell like someone speaks English better, and he's translating the menu for everybody. And so they walk up, and then this lady goes, "Yeah, what do you assholes want?" And they look around like, excuse me?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, that's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, because they're getting what I wanted, but they don't know that that's the point of this place.
Exactly.
It's just a great night, dude. And the chili dog was okay.
I feel like a couple of things. Like at first, when you told the story, I thought that they got in trouble, so they couldn't roast people anymore. Like someone complained.
Ah, okay.
But then I thought, once you said it was only one guy working there, and I thought about how draining it already is to work a job like that.
Right.
And then you have to perform on top of it. If I'm an only guy working there and my boss isn't there, I'm not fucking doing it sometimes. I'm just going to give you your shit and move on.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not going to come up with some, weird I don't want to do this. Like, just take your shit.
That's it's so funny that the dynamic of my boss isn't here, so therefore I'm going to treat all the customers with respect.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah. I'm going to treat the customer well now.
And you know what I will say? Like the other lady that was working there that said, "What do you assholes want?" Not a roast. It's just, using saucy language.
Right.
I guess that makes it fun. If they knew what was happening, it would have been fun.
Right.
But they seemed kind of confused. And then I saw one of them point there actually is a sign that says,
"We're mean to you."
Yeah, basically. It's like, hey, the vibe, the whole point of this place is that we roast you, so please don't get upset. I'm sure somebody didn't know.
Someone, the reviews have to be crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe this person. They crossed the line. I knew that they were supposed to be kind of mean-spirited, but this is, if they got someone's real insecurity at some point, and then just it blew up. Yeah.
Well, and like you and I go there.
Or a new person gets hired there and they love roasting and they just do too much.
Yeah.
They're like so excited and they just drop way too many like crazy slurs or something. Yeah. And you're just like, whoa. Dude, that had to have happened. Oh God. I want to go to this place now.
Yeah. I mean, maybe
I want to see what the vibe is. See what they do.
I don't remember. I think it was raining. I don't remember what day of the week it was either.
This whole trip sounds like it was raining. You had a flat tire, it was raining. You went to the roast place, it was raining.
It's raining just makes everything a little bit worse.
Oh yeah. It's terrible.
So it's the Before Hours podcast, Dave. Are you a morning person or a night person?
Listen, I think maybe night.
Okay.
But also I don't know. I don't know if I'm either. I don't know. Maybe morning. I don't honestly, because I'm not like getting up early. I'm never the guy who's getting up early. I always want to sleep in. But then at night, I mean, I guess I'm a night person. I guess I'm like, but I don't want to stay up that late either.
You love sleeping is what I'm getting from this.
I want to sleep, dude. I want to chill. I want to sleep. I want to get a good night's rest.
When I had my buddy Jerlon on the podcast, he was like so amazed that my goal, which I'm not always successful at achieving, but my goal is to sleep 9 hours a night.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It feels so good.
Oh, a nice 9 straight to your dome?
Straight to the dome, dude.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
No dream. Just like no close
sheets.
Your eyes. Yeah.
Naked on the passed out, face down. Face down, ass up. Yeah. A nice 9.
Just waking up with a sore anus and
oh, yeah, dude.
Ready to start the day.
And a lot of tattoos and a lot of questions. Dude, fuck yeah, bro. Dude, yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. A lot of sleep. 9 hours is great. 9 hours is amazing. Some people are convinced they're like, I can do 4. And I think that's like such a small, there's such a small percentage that can really actually do 4.
So you know who famously was like, I almost never sleep? Ronald Reagan. And you know how he died? Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah. That will get you, bro. It'll eat at you. Damn, bro. But he was pretty chill. He was a chill guy.
He was fun. He was a fun president.
I think he was very just like charismatic and, you know what I mean? Had a chill vibe about him.
They had Reagan Democrats. That's how much people just liked his vibe.
The only state that didn't vote for him was Minnesota.
Yeah, because
we didn't fall for that business.
Wasn't the guy that ran against him from Minnesota?
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Because our boy
Guy
is
that
running
ruins
against
the
him.
bit immediately.
Yeah.
You were just about to do something.
We didn't.
And I was like, well, actually, sometimes I get so excited about correcting people that it ruins the bit.
Nah. No, I actually had nothing. But yeah, our boy is running against him.
Yeah.
So we had to support our boy.
Was that the caucus?
Dukakis. The name that came to my head was Walter Cronkite, but that's
Not a guy that ran for president.
not the right name.
Walter Mondale?
It was yeah,
Hey,
bro.
I fucking
That's
did
what
it,
it was.
dude.
Mondale.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Walter Cronkite, same thing. Same vibe.
White guy.
Same first name, white guy from that era. Probably smoked cigs.
Probably, dude. Honestly, I've never been a cigarette smoker. I think it's gross.
Oh, yeah, it's not definitely.
I somehow in New York City get right behind or in front of someone that is like, you know how they're walking the same pace as you, so you kind of can't get away from them.
Oh, yeah.
And you feel weird.
Yeah.
And then they're smoking a cigarette, and you're like, now I feel
Now
like I
you're
smell like
stuck with
cigarette
them.
smoke. Yeah.
Yeah. I was really anti-cig, and then I had a couple cigs, and then you know what I mean. I kind of played with it, and then I was vaping for a little bit, but then I had to stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It was just terrible. I felt just terrible after.
Yeah.
You get 3 good hits
Mm-hmm.
where you're like, "This is amazing," and then after that,
So you don't work your calves at all.
no, not really much.
Yeah.
But I know how to do it.
It may have been the first thing I ever said to you, which is that I like your calves, which is, that's a pause situation.
That's a big pause, yeah.
Mhm.
But that means I was wearing shorts on stage because we were at an open mic,
Mhm.
and that's the only way you're going to see them. But big calves is kind of a problem because I get a lot of chafing. I got to wear larger pants. Now larger pants are in style. It's kind of good
Oh,
because I got some ham hocks. I got some thick ham hocks that I got walking around, especially the thighs too. My thighs will rub together.
Dude, do you ever I go through jeans so fast because the
hole right here.
Yeah, and the inner thighs. You'll all have like 2 holes.
Yeah.
From just my big thighs.
I could probably power my house.
Yeah.
Power my whole neighborhood with this energy. That's just going to waste.
Yeah.
It's just going to waste. Dude, if I was in Denmark, they'd find a way to get some energy out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell. Dude, I think they have that in Denmark where you walk, the energy from people's feet walking on the street there somehow harness that. Dude. In high traffic areas.
You know what I tell myself anytime I find out that these like Scandinavian Nordic countries are like basically heaven on earth? Oh, yeah. I always tell myself, I'm like, well, what's the last good Danish movie you watched? That's how I make myself feel better about being American.
Oh, no. Well, okay. So I don't know if it was Danish, but it was some kind of Nordic country. Mm-hmm. And there was a scene where this guy is driving a tractor and he's escaping. These people were trying to kill him. And he had to kill the guy's dog. And the dog is impaled on the tractor. And he's driving it down the street and trying to evade this guy. And it was like one of the craziest scenes I've ever seen. Like, I feel like you don't see that shit in like American movies. You're not gonna get the impaled dog scene. So I will say that was a good movie.
First of all, as someone that grew up watching beheading videos and felt nothing, right? I would never watch that scene.
But if it's a dog, it's way more offensive.
I know.
Than a human. Yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy, but it was a good movie.
Do you remember the name of this movie?
Fuck, dude. It was my weird roommate. My freak roommate always finds freak movies. But he fucked us one time. Have you seen Locke? Mm-mm. Oh, fucking don't watch it. It fucking sucks. It's Tom Hardy and he's in a car the whole time. It's one of these COVID movies where they couldn't do shit. Yeah. Oh, he's just sitting in a fucking car the whole time. Huh. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be watching that.
And he's like taking phone calls. That's the whole thing. It's a road trip.
Yeah.
It's a whole movie. It's a guy taking phone calls.
Is the dialogue good?
Sucks.
Because Roger and Ebert over here.
Yeah. Oh, it sucks. It was just, well, the drama of it is he's got a kid that he's going to see and he cheated on his wife with another lady and got her pregnant. Oh. So it's got like, the soap opera vibes, but it's just him in a car the whole time.
Yeah.
Just driving, having phone calls.
They were definitely going for the like, it's It's just him in a car the whole time.
It's A24,
and it's so good.
dude. It's A24.
Yeah.
But dude, but it sucked. And it was terrible. My roommate made me watch it. So sometimes he gets brutal lock movies. Sometimes he gets the crazy dog is impaled on the tractor.
Meanwhile, you're like, can we watch Hangover 2?
Yeah, can we please watch Hangover 2? It's so funny.
Yeah.
But then he was the one let's watch Crank last night. So we got some Crank.
Okay.
And it was great. It was a great movie.
Yeah. I might fuck around and watch Crank, honestly.
Well, just, you know what I mean? Don't do it before bed or anything.
I've been
it's
watching
high voltage, you know?
You know what's fun to watch before bed and what I have been doing is watching Ken Burns' Civil War.
Oh, who is Ken Burns? What's his deal?
Just some guy.
Is he a documentarian?
He's a documentarian and I don't know if he's a historian, but like
but he sounds like he knows his stuff.
All of his documentaries are really good because I've watched the Civil War one multiple times. That's how you know I'm hitting my mid-30s.
Yeah.
I've watched the Vietnam one is so good.
Oh.
Vietnam one is a little more depressing because it's interviews from people that were actually there, which makes it like a little sadder.
Way sadder.
Yeah. And then there's a baseball one, which is nice.
Oh, he does a baseball documentary?
Yeah, I'm only halfway through it, but the baseball one's pretty cool. And baseball started basically during the American Civil War.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So, Dave, if people want to DM you with movie suggestions, maybe tell you their favorite Danish movie, maybe tell you how they liked Crank at Christmas. Is that the name of it?
Yeah, Christmas with the Cranks.
Yeah, Christmas with the Cranks. Or if people just want to chat or say hi or follow you on social media so they could see that nice chili exchange you had with that nice lady.
Oh, it's a classic clip.
So how can they do that?
Follow me on Instagram at Pastor Dave Bless. Okay. And there's an underscores between those words. That's the best way.
Hell yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dave, thanks so much for coming. I appreciate it.
Dude, thank you for having me, man.
And folks, Jakes, thanks for joining us. And remember, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I'm just playing Night Owls. You know I love you.
That's absolutely right.
Thank you.